This is Sassban286 here with another video. And I am making breakfast right now, so this is gonna be breakfast with Cody in the day and the morning. Breakfast with Cody today. If you are child, leave. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just making some bacon for me and Josha. We were actually just talking about, um, video making, and I realized I didn't make one yesterday, so I'm making one today. I don't know. We could talk. There's like a lot of things. I'm gonna be working in the afternoon, and I'm gonna be doing, I don't know, some cleaning, some stuff, just trying to get my whole shebang together, so I can go to work. Yeah. One of my favorite all-time writers and artists is Grant Morrison, who's I'm currently reading The Invisibles, and it's a lot of fun. I love the comic series so far. I once tried to read it when I was younger, but I had a lower reading level and didn't really understand what I was reading. So it was kind of lost on me in a few ways. And it just shows that, like, you can never really read a book too many times if it's worth it. You know what I mean? Because because you should almost be, like, if you can't gain something new from a book that you've read before, this probably means that you're either the book isn't worth it or you have some improvements to make. Because in every one of my experiences, um, my second reading of a book is much better than my first. Um, so once again, if you're not getting more out of a book that you're reading on the second go, then that's either means that there isn't really much left, or you need to make some serious improvements. Um, it's really a shame that like more people don't read books, because it's like it's really useful. It's like I can't really, like, I never really watched a lot of television, so I have like this thing where I didn't really uh, so I didn't really gain that attachment. I don't really watch Netflix. I read books. And like like I feel like there's so much, like, you can gain so much knowledge from these like pieces of work, and there's so much to gain from it that you can't really get, that's often hard to get from a film, because you have to go at the pace of the film. And normally a book can be as long as it feels like without it being without it being too much of a problem, whereas a movie or a television film normally has to be about an hour to like 2 hours. And I think that that's it. Joshua, are most films like 2 hours now, or are they less?
Like 90 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, it's like, there's only a limited amount of, like, information you can put into a film, and there is a lot. And there's a lot of art to that. And you don't get as much, and there's, like, less of an ability to explore themes in some ways. Of course, there are limitations to both mediums, and strengths in both mediums. For one, television is, well, more entertaining to some people, and that makes sense, right? It's, of course it's entertaining. It's like one of the it has like all the abilities to do so, whereas a book you have to put a little bit more into it. Um and the thing is, that's it's a weakness in books, but it's also a strength because the more you're able to put in, the more you can get out of it. And this is, of course, depending on the book. If you're reading nothing but I don't know, like trash fiction, then you're probably not gonna be learning a lot from that. But even then, like there's a lot to be gained, maybe even about psychology, just because of how it's being written. It's a real shame, really, because it's like books are really beneficial, and I could see because coming from my background, I lived on an island where I hadn't read a single book. It took me about a year to read The Golden Compass because I had dyslexia and other um, problematic issues with reading. And it took me a year to fucking read that book, and it was really difficult, and I didn't really understand it. Um, and now I can read things like Retribution by Max Hastings, and it's not entirely going over my head. So it's it's just improving and improving and improving. And every time I read some kind of new book, I get something out of it. Um, yeah, it's a shame. I guess I watch a lot of YouTube. That could be considered my television. And that's a different. Yeah. YouTube is a whole different issue. I find that a lot of video essays are often extended to be a little too long. I need to wash a plate, so I'm gonna be coming back in just a second. So my thoughts on YouTube, uh, YouTube video essays is that they often are one idea that's extended to fit like a long video, and it's often just not it will be very repetitive, and that's an issue in a lot of me in a lot of YouTube video essays, which are my favorite. Um, and it can sometimes be hard to tell. Um, but it's really it's actually a big reason why I was put off by a lot of these political YouTubers who would mainly just say the same thing over and over and over again. It got really boring, so I stopped paying attention to it at all. Because it was just two sides who were not willing to agree on anything, just debating the same points forever. So it just seemed like a total waste of time and basically a wank. Um, and I think that in terms of where YouTube is going, it's probably it's going to be basically the trending page everywhere. So you have all this music and these really low quality videos that are basically just made for the lowest common denominator.
Maybe you can find Cody and I on BitChute.
Maybe, yeah.
Remember to say this video is featuring Josha.
Yeah, Josh is here. He's plugging himself into my
You
video
gotta feature
without
me in
my
the title.
consent. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
give
get
a
you
link to my
banned from
channel.
YouTube. I'm gonna get you banned from YouTube for.
You can claim me for an implied threat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they actually added.
Maybe your channel will get taken down.
Yeah.
Cody, I'm not saying anything explicit. But if I killed you, I can make it look like an accident. Not a threat, though.
So the
not
thing,
an explicit one, at least.
Yeah, no. So it's if you're doing threats, it says implied threats, and the immediate thing that went through my head, was this quote from Stalin, who said show me the man and I'll show you the crime. So it's it just is this kind of weird situation where you can be interpreted as or you can be interpreted as doing implied threats. Someone could claim that you're doing implied threats when maybe you just made fun of them or something, and it's like you're in danger of like basically
You dress like
calling
an
people
old
out.
man.
Fuck you. This channel is not for kids, by the way. And it's like just this really stupid like situation because like okay, what the fuck, right? I guess and I'm sure that if you were to make any implied threats about like I don't know fucking Donald Trump or something, I don't like Donald Trump, but it's like you're not getting banned from YouTube. It's just so dumb. It's like it's just created by like these like pieces of shit, and I'm just here like a cuck doing my thing. With
YouTube took your girl, Cody.
yeah, it took my girl and my. I was gonna make a joke about like it taking my straightness, but I realized that wouldn't sound good at all.
No, it didn't make you gay,
Yeah,
Cody.
no, it didn't make me gay, but
No,
maybe it did, Josha.
I think it was Sailor Moon that made you gay, Cody.
Probably. It was probably Sailor Moon and whatever other like girly shit I was watching as a kid. I also watched Ninja Turtles, by the way.
Pikachu has a pretty high pitched voice, Cody.
Yeah, no. I think that
I think he might be gay.
no.
He blushes whenever he
No,
gets to
no.
sit on Ash's shoulder.
Pikachu looks up girls' skirts, Josh. He's totally straight.
Only in the Japanese version. English Pikachu is gay.
Yeah. Actually, on that topic, I watched 4Kids TV as a kid, and one of the things I would watch Pokemon on it regularly because I was like this diehard Pokemon fan, and I still have the fucking nostalgia. But like the meme with Brock eating like a rice ball, and he's like, I love this jelly filled donut, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool, and I was like, I want a jelly filled donut, and I didn't know what a donut was at this point because I lived in a rural community, and
What? They don't have donuts.
no, there was like no donuts where I lived, so eventually.
Bakery, yeah. What,
So
okay.
eventually I went to like into the like down like I think this was at the Canadian American border actually. And I was going to a Tim Hortons and I was like, "Oh, they have jelly filled donuts." And I asked for one and I saw what it was and it wasn't at all what that looked like.
Did
And
you
it
think it would be savory?
yeah, I did actually. And I tasted this like this is not very good.
No, it isn't. Is
It
it?
doesn't even look the same, and I realized I was lied to by 4Kids, and I'm still bitter about it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I still like just hate it. So that's Sassman286. Have a great day, and subscribe.
Subscribe to Josha.
Yeah, and subscribe to Josh. I'll put his link, his channel in the description. Considering he's decided to insert
Sub
himself.
to Sassban.
Yeah, awesome. Bye.